Guys, good Wednesday afternoon. My name is Jerry Miller. Welcome to What's Barking Local. A pleasure to be with you. We're live in the Commonwealth, the country, and the world on the I Love CVille Network, and we're presented by the water cooler of everything positive in our community from an animal standpoint, and it's Animal Connection. For almost 20 years, a fabulous businesswoman has made this brand the spot. Let's go to the studio camera and welcome her, Pattie Zeller.
Woohoo!
¿Qué pasa, chica?
Oh, man, everything's happening. It is all happening. I mean, since we announced our big reveal last week with our new location coming to Ix, people have been going nuts and just saying cool things like, congratulations, what are you going to have? And, you know, what kind of new stuff are you doing? And it's just been the biggest news, the biggest good news in Charlottesville in a long time.
I love it. And part of that is why she is here.
That's right. We have our good friend Susan Krischel here in the house. She's executive director of Ix. And as I said earlier, and companion to Charlottesville's biggest downtown dog.
Mozart, baby.
That's right.
I love seeing Mozart.
The Mastiff.
How are you, Susan?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah?
You don't mind being called that, do you?
No, I'm always known as Mozart's mom.
That's right.
Mozart's mom. Mozart's mom. Why don't you put photos of Mozart on screen so everyone can know who we're talking about here. Before we go to Susan, how about the week that was at Animal Connection?
Oh my gosh, it went by in such a blur. I mean, after we did the announcement, you know, we'd been fielding calls and everything, but oh my God, you're not closing. No, we're not closing. We're just enlarging, you know, almost 1,000 more square feet. We're adding dog training. We're adding a birthday cake bakery. We're adding more of everything you've loved at Animal Connection, just lots more of it in a beautiful space, you know, nice place for social hours and, you know, people to hang out with their dogs at the wonderful restaurants at Ix, wandering around the farmers market in the grassy areas. I mean, there's so much to do. It's really just going to be a nice lifestyle change for all of us.
It's beautiful.
So, yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. Barbara Lundgren says she loves your laugh. Greg Bartlesky from Greg Bartlesky State Farm is excited for the updates at Ix that are going to come from Susan. Now 2 Albemarle County boards of supervisors watching the program, along with your store manager, Mark, watching the show.
Oh, my goodness.
This is What's Barking Local. Should we weave Susan in the mix?
Let's bring her in.
Okay, you, a dynamic lady. We know you for a number of different reasons. One of them is the fabulous things you're doing at Ix.
Exactly.
This brand comes over to Ix to strengthen an already strong community.
Yes, that is true. And in fact, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you are probably one of the first people that I met when I moved to Charlottesville, because I rolled into Charlottesville with all my furniture and I had no dog food. Really? And I said, where am I going to get dog food? And they directed me to you. So you're one of the first people I met.
Yay!
That's
I like
awesome.
that. And you stayed.
I stayed. 8 years later, I am still with you.
You stayed.
Different dog.
That's right.
It's a different dog.
Yeah, Roman.
Who was the dog?
I had Roman, which was
right.
another large mastiff, not as large as Mozart, but he sadly died. But then I got Mozart, and so
both of your
been with
dogs,
Mozart since he was 8 weeks
right,
old.
Both of your dogs have been in our TV commercials.
I was just going to say that.
That's right.
Mozart was also on stage at the Paramount last year in Camelot with the Charlottesville Opera.
Wow.
So he is a true patron of the arts.
Mozart,
Absolutely, he is.
A Renaissance man, a lover of the arts, a lover of music and fine cuisine here in Charlottesville. Mozart, you have all that at Ix.
We do. We are so excited to have you down.
Yeah, Mozart was my personal guide through the Looking Glass.
Yes, he was. That's right.
Just before it opened, I got a little preview tour, and he escorted me the whole way. And there's one area that I particularly like that has this wonderful photo wall that you move your hand and things move. And I was fascinated. And they're beanbag chairs, and you know it's in the afternoon and you're drowsy, and Mozart and I just kind of hung out on beanbag chairs for a while. It was great.
Welcome NBC 29 and the CVille Weekly to the show. We love when you guys watch us here.
Hi guys.
This is what I was curious about. Okay, how Ix is such a quality piece of property with such an eclectic mix of good retailers and brands
and restaurants.
3 Notch is our go-to spot as a young family,
right?
Because we can spread out and relax. How do you go about building something like this finding someone, like Pat? I mean, how does it work?
And you're right, it's eclectic because there's not only Three Notch, but there's Sake Brewery, there's Brazos Tacos,
Right,
there's
And
Lampo
Lampo's
moving in.
coming.
So, I mean, you can just go around the world with your food options. And if you come to the farmer's market, there's even more choices. I mean, it's just a really nice mix all in one spot.
I have to give credit, I think, to Ludwig Kuttner, who is one of the owners of the Ix property, who has always been a visionary. And one of the things that he loves is creating destinations where people want to be.
Yeah.
And so he's always very conscientious about what kind of tenants he brings down there, what kind of activities he has, so that people can come down there and sort of get a rounded experience and just be able to relax and enjoy the space that they're in a beautiful environment. And he's worked really hard in the last year to put a lot of landscaping in. We've added tons of flowers. We've added the Look 3 banners down there, which are all of the National Geographic photographers that used to be on the mall.
And the sculpture.
The sculptures.
And there's things that he's collected from all over the world. And it's truly one of the most visually inspiring areas in the entire I would say the entire city, if not the county. I mean, it's a place where you don't want to just come and go. You're going to want to stay and walk and enjoy and experience it. All of it.
I would even argue to say one of the most valuable and important pieces of property as downtown heads to the south of Charlottesville, certainly from a strategic investment area standpoint. Why did you move?
Wow. Well, I moved for many reasons. I mean, number one, I just needed to do more with my brand and become more services oriented. And X has a space that allows me to do that and enjoy it. But also, I've always wanted Animal Connection to be a place not where you just run in, grab a bag of food and run out. I want people to be a part of a community. The pet community, and talk to us, let us know what's going on, and tell us when your dog's birthday is or your cat. And just the whole idea of things that you can do at Ix that are part of this community. It's just a very well-rounded area. Like Susan said, it is beautiful. I mean, when you see the front portico that we're going to have with we have a wet bar, we have a grill, we have a beautiful fountain, we have flowers. The exterior is visually appealing and draws you into the store. We're going to have great next-door neighbors with Lampo and the cycle shop and Brazos, just right there. But, and we're going to take that whole idea of drawing you in to our store, and where so many things are an experience, our store is going to be more of an in-house experience, bringing the outside in and, focusing on things that you can do with your dogs. Whether it's recreation or the farm life or whatever, we're bringing all those elements in to just create that kind of a world. It'll be fun.
How about this? And a lot of folks watching right now, questions already coming in for Susan. We will get to these questions here shortly. A lot of these tied to music and art and your plans. Before we do, could you give us the flip book of Ix? Because the property through the years has improved dramatically. And it's not just the retailers and tenants. You got the art, you got Dog Fest. It's changing.
So I think the history of this is really important because the Ix property was formerly the Frank Ix and Sons Textile Factory, which was one of the largest employers in Central Virginia for, I believe, 72 years. And then in 1999, they ended up closing down as a result of competition coming from China. But most of the neighborhoods, all the way from right around the Ix property down through Belmont, was developed for the employees of the Frank Ix and Sons Textile Factory. So when they closed down, it was a big hit to that neighborhood because it suddenly became a very depressed area because this vibrant company, was suddenly out of business. So when Ludwig Kuttner and his partner bought the Ix property, their vision was to try and bring new life and new energy to it. And that's really how the Ix Art Park got started, too, because in 2014, it was kind of a dead space down there visually.
Almost forgotten, right?
It was a forgotten space, yes. And, of course, we are surrounded by some of the poorest neighborhoods in Charlottesville. And so part of our goal at the Ix Art Park was to create some energy, but do it in a way so that we made art, no matter what form it was in, accessible to everyone. Because we wanted to create a very diverse, happy community where people from all cultures and backgrounds and races can come together and really feel like they all belong there. And that's what we strive to do every day. to try and keep that balance so that it's a place for everyone.
You guys have crushed it. Can we turn that into a highlight clip, please? A sizzle reel to play on tomorrow's show.
Yes.
There. That was phenomenal because haven't they crushed it with that?
Yeah, and it's exactly true. I mean, there is such diversity. I mean, between the events, the music. I mean, everything from sabroso to, Tai Chi classes to blues to Dog Fest. I mean, to everything you can think of. I mean, it has been happening at Ix. I mean,
a lot of the ideas for our events come from the public.
I like when you jump in like that.
Sorry.
I like when no, please do it more. I like it.
Excellent.
People shoot that, you know
you
what?
just sit back, we'll chat.
Yeah, I'm going to sit right here.
Three type A personalities in a room together right now.
Oh, man.
But a lot of it comes from the people. We get a lot of the suggestions that we have for the events that we do from the community that comes down to Ix.
Right.
And so we try to make as many of our performances affordable as we can. We try to do as many free performances as we can, so that we can make sure that we are meeting our mission of.
I'm going to say it is like the most approachable and diversity-friendly space in the city.
Thank you. That's our goal, so yeah. I hope so.
I really think
I would agree with that.
Let's throw this question. With you and Ix and what you want to do, where you want to go, how the mindset fits. I mean, Dog Fest.
Well, we've had Dog Fest 4 years?
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years already.
Yeah.
And we did that to create this community between all, animal connection, and, that's why we're called Animal Connection, because we have the contacts for the rescue groups and associated businesses and things that support your dog. And we wanted a showcase where people could come and enjoy their family pets and meet vendors and rescue groups and people that could help them make their lives easier with their animals and provide some fun and for the whole family. And so that's one reason, we started at Ix when we wanted to move Dog Fest into a much bigger production than it was at the dog park. So, it just seemed like a natural fit when we started thinking about, where do we want to go? What do we want to do? I mean, Susan, we've talked about it several times, and it just seemed like the timing was right this year, which is kind of funny because you and I have talked about that before. Who enlarges a business during a COVID environment? Yeah, we do. So, right?
Okay, I'm going to straight up say this. There's 3 businesses, and you know a lot of them. There are 3 businesses that I know of that are expanding their models in COVID-19. Yours, what Hunter Smith is doing with the partnership with Craig Hartman in Gordonsville, taking over Commonwealth Sky Bar, which I think you guys may have ties to that, doing a lot of things, and us here.
Right.
What are you seeing from the entrepreneurs and the small business owners in your ecosystem, how they're handling COVID, what they're doing about it? It's an uncertain time for all of us.
It is an uncertain time for all of us. And I have to say, this is something that I've learned a lot from Ludwig Kuttner, because one of the things he's always said is, during the good times is when you prepare for the bad times.
Exactly.
And so he's always conscious about where is the economy going, not where's it going to be tomorrow, but where's it going to be 5 years from now, and what can we do today to be prepared for that. And I will have to say that all of his people remained employed throughout this entire time, and some of them even did better than they normally do because of that philosophy.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, same with yours, though.
Right, and when we were talking about it, I mean, I wasn't sure how I would fit into the mix or whether it was even possible, and he just looked at me and said, "What is your dream?" I went, "Okay. Here's what I'd like. Here's the vision. Let's see if it fits." And by God, he made it fit. So, I mean,
that's our motto: dream big.
Yeah, dream big.
All over the side of our building.
Yes. Yeah. Questions already coming in for Susan. Can I layer one?
Go for it.
Okay, so Nora Gaffney, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us today on What's Barking Local. We'll thank some of the other folks watching before I give you your first question. This one's going to be coming from Crozet. Holly Bibb loves what she's seeing right now. So does Robin Enright. She's watching the show. Susan, what is the plan for more art improvement and music improvement at Ix Art Park? I love coming there with my family. Tim in Crozet.
Wow, that's such a huge question because there's so much that's happening right now. In January of this past year, we opened the Looking Glass. And the Looking Glass is as far as I know, it is the only permanent, interactive, immersive art space in the state of Virginia. And it's one of the few on the East Coast, and it's a 3,000 square foot enchanted forest that was built by 13 local artists.
And if you haven't seen it, you need to go.
It's really fun.
It's amazing.
It's really beautiful and really fun. And We also started an educational division where we are doing everything from summer camps to after-school programming to even crafts and cocktails for adults. And we hired one of the former creative directors from the City Museum, the Children's Museum in New York City, who is going to be starting summer camp for 6 to 12-year-olds next week, and it's going to be in person. Now, obviously, this is a COVID period, so there's some very strict guidelines and rules that we'll be following. And then we hope to start up events very soon. The phase 3 rules under COVID allow us to go back to doing some events under some restricted guidelines.
Up to 250, right?
Well, actually, it's up to 1,000, although we just don't know that that's a safe thing to do, even though we have the space down there. So we're going to try and limit the crowds to something that we know we can manage from a social distancing standpoint. So we'll probably, I think our first concert is the second week of July.
Yay!
We have Chicken Head Blues Band, I think, coming.
Yay!
The 24th of July, and then we have Live Arts that we hope are going to be doing a live performance of In the Heights the first weekend in August.
Nice.
I love it.
I'm excited. I can't wait for live music. We were talking about that last night. I have missed it so much. It's just not the same online.
You went to Dirty Nelly's recently for some live music, did you?
I have not. No,
you did not?
I would
Okay.
like to.
Okay.
No, we have not been to anything yet, but we'd sure like to. Well, I shouldn't say anything because Bob Bonetta lives on our street, and he plays in his front yard. I mean, so we have weekly jazz on our
That's awesome.
street.
Bob is extremely talented.
Yes, he is. So we have that, but I mean, I'm ready for a dance party.
For us, we're going to start outdoors.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're ready to go back indoors yet. We'll start outdoors, and probably what we're going to do is be setting up almost like you come and you rent a circle on the pavement, and
Right.
each circle is going to be distanced in a certain way, and then we'll try and see if we can get some live music done.
I think you guys have done a phenomenal job, and why I'm so excited for you is I think about your tenants and Ix, and I think of this like experiential destination place where people stay sticky and they continue shopping, they stay on grounds, they patronize the
is
other
that a word,
businesses.
experiential?
Yeah, experiential retail.
No, but experiential.
Oh, Ix, there you go.
We've come up with so many of
Right?
those little. Brian Weimer works with us, and he is just
The
like
Wizard of
full
Ix.
of those
He
little
is.
Yeah,
He is a wizard.
Ixyisms.
So throw that to you, the whole concept of this is an experience and how it trickles over to your tenants.
Sure, absolutely. And we try to work with our tenants as much as we can. For example, Saki, you get a discount for dinner at Saki if you buy tickets to the Looking Glass. So we try to create those kind of partnerships with the tenants, and maybe we'll be able to create some partnerships with Animal Connection.
right.
Well, I'm sure you're brainstorming some ideas.
We're already talking about doing some sort of a yappy hour. What did we
Right now it's called
Hooches and Pooches.
We might have to change that name. I don't know.
I love that
And
name.
that's going to be Tuesdays from 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah,
right?
something
It'll be
like
happy
that.
hour with your dog.
Yeah. Happy hour and
How about
have some cocktails.
hooch with your pooch at Ix?
There we go.
Hooch with
You're
your pooch.
hired.
It's like
You
I'm
ought to be
in
in
branding or
advertising.
something.
You ought to have a
Free
branding
branding
agency.
advice here.
Oh, she pays for it. She pays for it too.
Oh yes, I do.
All right, Patty, my friend, I love chatting with you here. So many other elements we want to highlight that's coming down the road. Talk to us.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Dogfest. Susan and I were mentioning it last week, and how can we make it work when we are used to having over 3,000 people come to an event? How can we scale it so it's COVID friendly? So, we're hoping for that end of September date. We are working out plans. I let everybody know on the Dogfest page that, hey, we're thinking about it. It's in the work. It might be by reservation. We don't, free tickets. We don't know yet, but we're working on it. But I can let Erica Renee know if she's listening that
She is listening. Green Dogs Unleashed.
there will be a costume contest. No matter what, there will be the all-time favorite event of the year, which is the Dogfest costume contest. No matter what, we're having it.
I love it. Welcome the daily progress to the program. More questions coming in for Susan. How about the question on more insight on the Looking Glass? That topic is yours. People want to know. Kid-friendly.
Very kid-friendly.
What can we expect?
So there's a 50-foot caterpillar that you can walk through. There's a digital wall that you can manipulate.
That's my favorite.
There's a gnome house that kids love. The gnome house, and they can go inside and sort of touch all the things. The whole thing about an immersive interactive art space is that you can touch the art. You can go in because part of our thought is we want to make art more accessible
Approachable,
to everyone.
right.
Approachable, because
Yeah.
sometimes when you go into
It's
a museum,
hooty-tooty
it's a
and
little
stuffy.
a light elitist.
Is that
right?
fair?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
And so the idea of immersive art spaces is that you can go into the museum and you get to touch things,
Right.
you get to manipulate things, you get to make sounds happen. And
You can't do that at the Louvre.
I got to tell you, the artists that we used were they were over the top. They were so dedicated and so just excited about what we were doing. We have a black light section where you can solve these mazes.
Oh, yeah.
We have statues that you touch them and they make noise. We have little creatures. And our goal long term is to hopefully raise enough money that we can expand this museum and get more artists involved in it and just continue to grow it.
It's neat.
I can't wait. I mean, this is coming from Alan. Alan wants to know if that's a beer in your cup. I can speak for herself right now. That is not a beer. That's a tea.
Alan, I wish it was a beer.
No, right.
Iced tea.
It's not Three Notch, Alan. That is iced tea.
It was a little hooch.
A little hooch. People
We
loving
can do that for the next time, though.
Bridget Rogers
done
is
it
watching.
before.
Mike Stanley is watching. So people are literally asking about Dogfest here.
Yes, that's great. Maybe by the end of the month we'll know something for sure.
We will.
Yeah.
We're trying to teach the dogs social distancing.
All right.
too, so.
Can you teach the dogs to take the Zoom calls? Because maybe we could do a virtual Dogfest.
Ooh, yeah, we could.
Well, one of the things they've
could.
done really, really well, and is this Brian leading the charge? You had it wasn't a marathon. What did you
the
guys
24
call it?
hours.
Yeah, the 24 hours.
Ixathon.
That was
We
fun.
had a 10-hour fundraiser. So we became a nonprofit in September. So we're kind of
Yeah.
a baby nonprofit, even though the Art Park has been around for a while. And COVID has been extremely difficult on us because we're an unusual nonprofit in the sense that about 80% of our operating expenses are covered by our events. And of course, now we have 0 events.
Right. So
we
you're in a tough
have
spot.
reopened the Looking Glass, but in very limited way. And so it has been a financial strain on us since this has happened. We've had 4 months of 0 events. And so we did this fundraising campaign called Ixathon, where we had about 100 people, artists and community leaders that came on and tried to help us raise money. And of course, we're still
You
out
were
there
on?
trying to raise money
We were on?
to make sure that the Art Park can stay alive during this period.
Yeah.
Questions coming in for you. Can it be a drive-by show with voting for Dogfest? my family will not miss this event. Maybe a distancing parade. Patty, we want to be there. That
Sounds like Erica.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
We'll figure something out. I mean, I feel like that people will be able to walk around by then, and distance, and by goodness, we can have your family walk across the stage and be safe.
We could do it like a runway show, maybe.
That's right.
And
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Hashtag Blue Steel.
Blue Steel. That is from Zoolander. Did
Yes,
you make a
that's one of
face?
my favorite movies.
What's
Yeah.
can you go on a one shot of Pattie Zeller here, Judah? Can I see your Blue Steel? You have a lot of people. Whoa, Pattie Zeller. I like
Let's see yours.
here's my Blue Steel. Susan, you know you're coming back. Okay. Here's my Blue. Get ready.
Do yours. Okay, go. Oh.
Susan's Blue Steel. You have 4 media outlets watching you right. Oh, Susan's got
Whoa.
some swag right there. Susan's got, and that's only iced tea, guys.
You
That's
learned
only iced tea.
You learn so much on this show.
How's the moving go? When do you start? What happens?
We're started.
Yeah.
We're making all our arrangements. We ordered awesome dog tubs for the new space. We're working on new products. We put out a call last week to the Belmont neighborhoods and surrounding neighborhoods. And on our Facebook page is like, hey, we want to expand our brands. We want to know if you're not shopping with us already and you're buying something elsewhere, we want to know what it is so you can come get it from us. We're going to be adding at least 5 or 6 more new brands, minimum. So, tell us what you want. We're going to be here for you. We are there to provide what you guys need. We are also going to be continuing curbside if people need it. We're going to be expanding our delivery area.
You have
down.
more parking? Parking
We've
is
got
pretty big in this
tons
town,
of
I hear.
parking.
You
Oh
have
my
more
God.
parking.
We've got acres and acres of parking. It's going to be great.
Parking is like a 4-letter
Yeah.
word in this town.
Yeah, but we're going to be expanding just, everything that we do now really well. It's just going to be more of it. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. So this question's coming in from Laura. This is a question for Susan. We live in Belmont. We walk over to Ix all the time. Can you give us some insight if there's going to be new tenants like Animal Connection coming to Ix Art Park? Good question.
Well, Lamppost coming.
Yay!
Probably they'll open around the same time. It's going to be I think it's a takeout business.
It is, and they're going to be making homemade mozzarella.
Nice.
And you can watch it in the window.
I don't know.
How do you get a Lampo to come?
That's not me.
Okay.
I run the Ix Art Park.
Gotcha.
So,
that's a big time get, right?
That is a big time get.
Yeah. Next to you, right?
Yeah, I was easy.
I think he kind of did. I think Lidra did the same approach with Lampo you did with her. I said, come down here and dream about what you want to be.
And talking with Lauren and Mitchell and that team, those guys are so talented. You're pumped about that.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, it's a great team. They make your dreams easy to follow.
This question's coming in from the rescue groups. What are we going to do for the nonprofits at the store?
Oh, that is one reason we're getting 1,000 more square feet. We are going to be able to have adoption events that you can come, bring your animals. We have a beautiful covered patio out front with a grill and a refrigerator and a bar and a fountain. I mean, I'm going to have my own bar. Woohoo! I like that. But seriously, the covered patio is very nice, and it's got a great place for people to come and meet adoptable pets. And we will have room inside. You know, if it's a rainy day or it's 10 degrees outside, we will be able to spread out inside a little bit. So we are really looking forward to hosting the adoption groups.
I love it. The fabulous Marina watching from her desk at Blackstone in New York City with ties to the University of Virginia that shows the power of social media used for the good. Bob Shire, who's saving the fireworks, watching the program now. Now 4 media outlets watching the program, hearing about your grand opening at Ix Art Park.
Just another day in our life.
Susan, question for you. So you're a dynamic lady, a businesswoman, an attorney, a philanthropist, a passion for the arts, for music. You love good drink. Charlottesville. What are you seeing with Charlottesville? This is a platform of hope and positivity, but we are still uncertain, and it's okay to be scared and vulnerable and uncertain. We try to embrace that. What are you seeing from Charlottesville? How about a positive message?
So, no, I do, because I always think you have to try and make lemonade out of lemons.
That's right.
I think that's what it's all about. And so I really see this period as a time for personal reflection, and I hope that that's true for other people as well, where you start to think about, what is my diet? What is my life like? Being able to walk outside without so much pollution, being more conscientious about not wasting things because we're in a financial crunch right now. So yes, there are some negative things that are happening, but I think that it's incumbent upon us as human beings to find what we're learning from this and the good stuff and make it a part of our daily lives.
Yeah, I think it's a time for a lot of people have really taken the time to figure out what really matters in life. Even people that are working from home now because they can't go to an office, wow, they've got time. They've got time to be with their families that they didn't have before. They've got time to exercise, be with their pets. They've got time to use in a different manner, and I think that's going to permanently change. It should change. I mean, life's too short. You should do what matters. Right, you do, and it's really easy to do. I mean, I know I do it too. I mean, especially if you have a business to run, but you got to do what matters.
Folks, you don't have to go down this road if you want. You can if you want. Folks at the CVille asking about the farmers market at Ix.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh my gosh.
CVille Weekly.
We have been so excited about this because it started because we did the Winter's Farmers Market, which the city didn't want to do the farmers market during the winter initially. And so farmers came to us and said, will you do it? And then when this whole COVID thing happened and the city announced that they were only going to be doing drive-through market, there were still many farmers who said, look, I planted all of these vegetables and I planted all this stuff and I need to harvest this and I can't just throw it away. Will you do an in-person market? And because of the size of our space, and because we know how to run events, we said, absolutely, we will. And we've partnered with Market Central, who provides SNAP benefits to people. It has always been a walk-in market, and now I understand the city is not going to come back with City Market this year.
That's right.
And so we're going to continue with the in-person market, and each week we're growing in the number of vendors who are coming down there. We are still very conscientious about doing it in a way that meets the social distancing requirements and the cleaning requirements and all of that. But it's been terrific. I think I cannot tell you the number of people who have come down there and said, thank you so much for doing this, because this has been a respite for us emotionally and mentally, as well as being able to get good food.
We go every Saturday, and there's such a good variety of vegetables and fruits, meats, fish.
How about Mama Bird?
Mama Bird.
Mama Bird, she's down there.
You guys have Mama Bird.
Crab
I love
cakes.
Mama Bird.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the crab cake lady came last week, and, there's more and
we
more.
have a new kombucha person.
Yeah.
We have this amazing basket maker. He's from Ghana, and he's been weaving baskets since he was 8 years old, and he's such a great personality. We've got
the hemp guys and the goat milk lady.
Yes.
I mean, there's something new, seems like every week.
And this is something that I feel like is being not covered enough. We had Jesse Rutherford, who's on the Board of Supervisors in Nelson County, on our show, and he said we have farmers in Nelson County that have massive crops and farm to table that they otherwise were selling to the restaurants, and they cannot move the product. So he's like, anytime that we can have an opportunity for a farmer's market, it's good. You know, I've been a huge proponent that the city should move it to you guys. This is coming from me, not you, okay? Charlottesville, you're watching. Move the damn farmer's market to the Ix Art Park. It makes no sense. I'm tired of sweating on an asphalt blacktop when they have grass.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's so much common sense here. But that's not you saying it, that's me here.
And we do love the farmers.
I know you do.
We love the farmers.
Yeah, but how about that? Where like the farmers are like not able right now to sell their crop, and that's their livelihood.
It has been very difficult on the farmers. And so what we can try and do is just
offer them an opportunity.
Offer them an opportunity, yeah.
Yeah? What do you think?
Take it up. I love it. I mean, before I did when I had my advertising agency, I also had a part-time gig as growing vegetables from a lot of restaurants in Chicago, just on a small scale. And, when you sit down with these restaurants and you plan your seed orders in December and you're starting in January, you don't have time, like, okay, it's COVID in March, to back off. You've done the work, you've spent the money. I mean, now you're just relying on Mother Nature to help you get out of it. It's a horrible blow to not be able to sell your produce. So, hopefully, more opportunities come about for these guys to sell what they're growing.
Sonia Marshall-Dean watching, Brenda LaMonica watching, your friend, our fabulous friend that lives on the west side of Charlottesville, Beth Marcus, just shared the show.
Yay.
Questions coming in. Patty, do you ever sleep?
I sleep really well.
Okay, because you work really hard.
I work really hard, I play really hard, I sleep really hard, and I just try to keep my life in balance.
You're going to love this question. This is
boy.
for Susan, and Patty may be able to answer this. Susan, where's Mozart's, she's misspelling this, where is Mozart's collar from?
Oh, it's from Africa.
Oh, it's from Africa.
It's from Africa.
Is it diamond studded?
No. It's got all these
beads.
colorful beads.
Beads. Okay, that's right. Yeah. So
I call it his gay pride collar.
I love it.
Because it's all the rainbow colors on it, and
And you can get them at Animal Connection because we ordered it for him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's from Animal Connection via Africa.
That's right.
There you go. Ladies, somehow we are 45 minutes
Kenya.
into the show, but we have more to get to, don't we? Are we missing anything?
No, it's mostly Susan. Yeah, we were good.
Me.
Yeah, well, we do want to talk about the fundraising bit. I mean, because I enjoy Ix a lot, and I would be enjoying it even if I wasn't moving over there. But the arts do need our support, and especially something that is multicultural and multifaceted like Ix. And I know there's a brochure going around that describes the programs in detail, or you can get one when you come to the farmers market, and we're going to see you there Saturday, right? So, I mean, you can learn about it and get involved, or maybe come to the events. And, if you've got a little spare pocket change and, looking for something where you can really make a difference in the culture of Charlottesville, this would be a great way to help out.
Good take.
How's that,
there.
Susan?
Actually, I really appreciate you saying that too, because one of the things that we're doing right now, along with just trying to get our events back going again, is we have a very, as a new nonprofit, we don't have a long donor base built up. And so we're kind of starting from scratch right now. But a couple of the things that we're developing are what we call our Pay It Forward programs. And our Pay It Forward programs are where people can donate money to Ix, and we will give that money to scholarships for underprivileged kids and families to go to our summer camps or after-school programs, to get free tickets to the Looking Glass. We've also started a Pay What You Can Day on both Thursdays and Sundays within the Looking Glass, and so donations can help us sort of balance the income that we might be missing from opening the doors to people who maybe can't afford full-price tickets.
What is the cost of summer camp?
Summer camp is $300 for a week.
Okay.
And there's going to
For
be
child.
5 weeks of it, and each week is a different program. I think the first one is Unicorns versus Dragons.
Cool.
And you're going to learn everything from clay sculpture and drawing and painting. There's a mural camp. There's going to be a camp about monsters and another one about ocean animals and another about safari animals. And they're going to be using many different kinds of mediums in order to work. And in order to make the COVID thing safe for kids, each kid is going to be assigned their own table, and each kid is going to get assigned their own box of art supplies.
Awesome.
And so they stick to their table and they stick to their art supplies, so we don't have to worry about, too much mixing. And of course, the tables will be set apart. A lot of it will be happening outdoors.
Wow.
Cool.
If I wasn't working, I'd want to go.
And then in
I love-
August, we have something super exciting that we haven't even announced yet, so I'm going to announce it now.
You're going to announce it now.
I'm gonna
Can we
announce it
turn
now.
this into a highlight clip and play it tomorrow?
Yeah, you sure you can.
Okay, so this is about
What
to
is
be
it?
the second sizzle reel here, Judith.
Okay.
Show's yours.
Okay, so we are going to be doing a really unique tech camp for kids that are between 14 and 17 years old. We have one of the best augmented reality digital artists who's going to be teaching this class,
Wow.
Jeff DeBrow. He's one of the artists that did the interactive stuff in the Looking Glass. He's also, if anyone got to see the lighting of Monticello earlier this year, and he's going to be teaching kids all about how to use technology and art.
Awesome.
And
That's
it's going to be
neat.
a very exciting.
That is awesome.
And
I
not
love
very
that.
many tech camps of this type are offered anywhere in the country.
Oh, wait,
Didn't you say
yes.
something about something for adults, adult art and cocktails?
Yeah, well, we do crafts and cocktails, but
There
we
you-
have to wait
there you
until
go.
we're allowed to really,
Let me throw a macro
I
question
love that.
to you. I feel like the Ix Art Park and your team is in such a unique position. We're watching like COVID-19 increase the wealth gap. We're watching COVID-19 have dramatic impacts on education in that kids can't go to school to
Crazy,
learn from
right?
other kids. Where like the wealthy kids are able to go to private school or do virtual learning at home with a parent. Kids that are living on the margin don't have that option.
That is
you,
true.
You guys are creating an approachable, like educational, art, music ecosystem at this park.
And I love the idea of being able to sponsor a child.
Right.
I mean, that's very cool.
You guys think about
Yeah.
obviously you do. Think about all this stuff with X.
we're always trying to think of new ideas. And as I said, a lot of the ideas come from people in the community who try to give us ideas. And during this COVID period, we did a whole bunch of free online programming. We did the Daily Creature, which was a daily art
That's right.
show. We have 16 episodes that we did. Each one is like maybe 20 to 50 minutes. We did Happy Accidents, where we interviewed artists in town about their process, and you got to watch them doing their art.
Yeah.
We did the Dream Machine, where public could submit a dream that they've had, and one of our resident artists would artistically interpret it. We did a live concert inside the Looking Glass with Kendall Street Company. So we've tried to offer a bunch of free programming during this time because we wanted to keep active in the arts, because when you're feeling a lot of tension and stress and anxiety over COVID, arts is a great way to help give
Oh,
yourself
yeah.
a little bit of a release.
Yeah.
I wish I'd thought about the dream machine. I sleep really hard, and I have vivid dreams in Technicolor.
Do you
I
take
mean-
melatonin? Do you take
No,
melatonin?
I don't.
Okay, so you
I
just dream
I just
naturally?
relax and I can turn it off.
Do you?
You
dream?
haven't submitted, I don't remember.
I have
my
not
dream.
I don't
submitted it,
remember
but
my
I
dreams
sure
either.
could. I've
But
got a
you
couple
should
choice
submit
ones.
a dream to us.
I should.
You
And
are
we will
lucky
artistically
that you
interpret.
remember the dreams. I've always
If
wanted
they're really
to remember
good
my
ones,
dreams.
yeah.
I don't remember them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would love to remember my dreams. How about this question for you? And this is coming from me. How about you may not want to answer this.
Uh-oh.
All right. Charlottesville. Okay, just the need, open-ended. The need to support small businesses, the backbone of the community for Charlottesville. Out of your way on that topic.
No, that is just critical. And Charlottesville is made up of so many amazing small businesses. And it just breaks my heart when I see this period of COVID, causing the shutdown of some of these businesses. So we really have to support them. And the thing that I wish people truly understood, and I think a lot of people do, but there's some that don't understand, that many of the social justice things that we want to accomplish in this city require an active local economy. And so we need to make sure that economy is
Well said.
thriving so that we can then have the funds we need to do some of the social justice programs that are so important and needed.
Drop the mic.
I know. Amen. I figured she was going to say something like this
Drop
and
the
be able
mic.
to say it better than I could. Amen, right?
I got nothing.
Yeah. Bashir
Yeah.
is watching from his restaurant on the downtown mall, and he says these ladies are exactly right. He says, art keeps you sane in times like this. Thank you, Ix Art Park. And that's from Bashir at Bashir's on the downtown
Yes, I
mall.
know, Bashir.
And so do
Thank
dogs.
you, Bashir.
Dogs keep you
and
sane.
dogs. And dogs.
Dogs keep you sane always.
Can we get Susan's dog on screen? Let's get Mozart on screen, Judah. Put him on screen right
I
there.
mean,
And if you can't wait to put Mozart in one of your tubs. You know, we tried it over at Animal Connection.
Yeah.
We did.
It worked.
Yeah,
It was kind of funny to watch.
Yeah.
yeah, we've already watched him.
He barely
Yeah,
fit in the
he was
tub.
fine, but
Is
yeah.
he the biggest dog in Animal Connection?
Yes.
Yeah. Not even close?
He's wider, stockier. We've had Irish Wolfhounds before, but he is by far the biggest,
200
most solid.
pounds.
Yeah. He's a big boy.
What prompted you to get Mozart and Mastiffs in general?
People ask me this question all the time, and I say it's because the elephant wouldn't fit in the elevator.
You love elephants too? Yeah, you just love all animals, don't you? You're an animal. Yeah, we're all animal people here.
I love big animals.
Right.
That's
I take
cool.
the bugs out of the house that scare my wife, and literally I release them. I do not step on the bugs. Just because they came in our house does not mean they need to go.
Oh,
I
they
will say
need to
this
be
during
rehomed.
COVID, though. Sometimes Mozart looks at me. He's like, "What are you still doing here?"
Because he's not used to
I'm
you being
home all
home.
the time.
Yeah.
So Maggie's not been doing as much dog walking.
She's back dog walking.
Oh, she is back dogging.
I couldn't live
Yay.
without Maggie. She's
Okay.
my daily dog walker. She's
Yep.
awesome.
Okay. Phenomenal
Also
show.
from Animal Connection.
Yeah.
That's right.
Phenomenal show. 50 minutes into a 30-minute show. What are we missing here?
I don't know. We'll stay tuned for next week and see what happens. Yeah.
So this summer, you're moving to Ix. You get
Yeah.
everything in order. Do we know the last day at McIntyre?
Technically, the first day at Ix is sometime during the first week in September. So how's that?
Okay.
That's about all I can give you right now.
That's perfect.
That's right.
What do you have planned for next week?
Next week. Whoa! Did you hear the thunder?
A little thunder action. I certainly.
I don't
heard
know. God's speaking. I haven't decided
it.
yet.
I certainly heard it.
Gosh, I don't know. We're planning an ice cream party for people and pets. That's probably the biggest thing. You know, we want to do some things that are light and fun. And we have Christmas in July starting. I mean, we are putting a whole lot of things in our store on sale at deep discounts, and we are using that money to raise funds for the Charlottesville pet community, for the rescue group. So, you know, some great deals, stuff that we don't want to move. You know, you can help us. You can help the community by coming and buying something on sale.
Laura Stevenson says, Jerry, please relay to the guests, thank you for their hard work. Our family goes to Ix all the time on the weekend, and it's how I maintain my sanity with 2 kids. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Nice.
love that. And Bashir is loving when he's here. Should we give the fabulous Susan a final word here?
That's right. Go for it.
Anywhere you want to
Well,
go?
I just want people to come be a part of Ix. I mean, come see the Looking Glass, come to our events, sign your kid up for summer camp, whatever you can do. Donate to the Ix Art Park so that we can continue to bring you fabulous new programming. So we love our community, we love our fans, we love doing what we do. I have the most amazing team of people working with me now.
Amen.
They're just all over the top. And during this period of COVID, they have really shined because they've stepped up to the plate and they've been determined to make us survive in a tough surviving environment. So, yeah.
Very well said.
All right.
I love it. What's Barking Local, powered
That's
by Animal
right.
Connection. 20 years almost and counting. You're going to see her at Ix Art Park
Yay.
in September. Dog Fest and a new and improved and expanded Animal Connection.
Fingers crossed.
I'm so
Working
happy.
on it.
I'm so happy.
I'm excited too.
I'm so excited. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Guys,
was
this
fun.
is What's Barking Local, Wednesdays at 3 o'clock to 3:50.
Ish.
On the I Love CVille Network. When Susan's here, we go 3:50, okay? This show, powered by Animal Connection, they are your community resource, guys. Animal Connection for 20 years. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good afternoon.
Yay. Nice.
One more
Thank
thing.
you.
He's
Yes.
going to take your photo,
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then we're off air. You did a hell of a job.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you're a
Way to go,
natural at
Susan.
this. All right. We didn't even get to all the questions either.
That's a lot of stuff.
Teresa loves this show, David.
Oh, yeah. We love Teresa.
Love you, Teresa. J-Dubs, we can take some pics of these ladies.
We're going to do that before we shut it down.
Yeah.
And Judah's looking especially nice, by the way. And I noticed it when I came in and said so, but he is styling.
He trimmed his facial hair.
Yeah,
and his
he
beard.
looks good. And his
Lloyd Silk
hair.
just walked by.
Did too? Yeah. Judah's styling.
I know, but it's-
Is it?
I
Oh,
don't
boy.
have an umbrella either. I might be hanging out here for a little while.
Oh, you totally can.
Big smile. And one more. Excellent.
Sure. Did you get big rain last night? We had 2 inches of rain.
Light rain on our
When
side.
Inches?
Yeah, that's what was in our rain gauge this morning. 2 inches of rain.
It didn't rain much on our side of town.
Huh.
And one.
I guess I'm not doing yacht club tonight.
Thank you.
Hopefully it stops.
You might,
I might be doing it on the way
you
home.
might be doing it all
Yeah.
exactly.
Huh. Well,
Thank you. All right, Susan, you did a hell of a job. You killed it.
that's right. See, wasn't that
It was
fun?
fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It flew
We've been
by.
talking about doing it forever.
Anytime you
We just need to wait for the right time.
Yeah.
Or if you-
I don't have the nerve to come on here and talk about social justice.
If you ever want to talk
What?
about it, you can.
About social justice? I can't either.